Before I start, I'd just like to introduce myself. My name is Tim Morrison. I'm the Assistant Principal Pastoral Care here at Downlands, and I'm proud to be employed here at Downlands for the past 10 years. I moved up from New South Wales, and it's a wonderful school to work in, and I've thoroughly enjoyed my time, and hopefully my ongoing time, obviously, here as AP Pastoral Care. We've had some wonderful performances this morning, and I'd just like for us to congratulate Martha Boyd and Tessa McVeigh. And before we do so, Martha actually is our Performing Arts Captain, and she actually wrote a lot of the songs that were performed here today. So can we just show our appreciation to those performers? Downlands is a Catholic co-education college. And we now would like to start, as we do with many of our public gatherings as well as assemblies and so on, we always start in prayer. And I'd like to introduce our girl captain, Chloe Crombie. And Chloe is from Koch in far north Queensland. So when we think about catching a bus to school, we imagine how far Chloe sometimes travels. And I'd like to now hand over to Chloe.
In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Lord, be with us in our studies, that we may master the difficulties and be formed by wisdom and knowledge. Be with us in our sport, that we may win without boasting, lose without begrudging. Be with us in our leisure time, that our pleasures bring us no shame, but rest our bodies, peace to our mind. Be with us with our friends, that we may be ready to help whatever the cost. Bring happiness wherever we go. Be with us in the chapel, that we pray and listen and worship, and let you guide our lives. Lord, make us strong in faith, courageous to follow your call, true to you, to Downlands, to ourselves. For ours is the spirit of family and the spirit of true friendship, formed by kindness and understanding, by compassion and mutual forgiveness, by gentleness, humility and simplicity, by hospitality and a sense of humour. Amen.
Good morning, everybody. I hope you can pronounce my name. It's hard to spell if you haven't seen it before. It's McIllhatton. First name's Stephen. I've been here just about exactly 3 years now. Started the DVD clip. Started the video. I suggested this was the best school that I've ever worked in, and that is undoubtedly the case. I concluded by saying I believe that we are on the cusp of a wave, and I believe that is the case. How did I form the opinions? I started teaching a long time ago, Department of Education, in a girls' school in the eastern suburbs of Sydney, followed by a boys' school very close to Redfern in Sydney. 30 years ago I moved to the independent sector, where I started as head of department of mathematics, and I was 15 years there in a boys' school. I then moved to Melbourne, and I was principal of a dual campus boys' school, independent again, in Melbourne. One site was in the city, one site was in the suburbs. From there, and because I had successful principalship, I took a role as what was entitled consultant in the northern rivers of New South Wales, where I provided particular assistance to the principals of the 13 secondary Catholic schools in Port Macquarie through the border. I then was fortunate enough to be appointed to Downlands College. So my experience in schools is large. And having, I suppose, experienced all facets of it, the co-educational part of it, the single-sex part of it, the thing that appealed to me as soon as I got here, and will appeal to you today, I can guarantee it, is the type of children that we have, the types of students. They will be so friendly. And that has come about, again, because of our unique character, the character of Downlands, the fact that it is an MSc school, the fact that the MSc have managed in this school and in their other schools being able to inculcate right throughout their schooling, right throughout their staff, the concept that they believe in, which is building strong relationships. And that's what makes us unique. You will see other schools, you'll form your opinion, but this will be different. You will sense it when you speak to our children. You will know right from the start that you're in a different environment, because you will see that they are kind, you will see that they are gentle. You will see, as I indicated in the DVD, that they have a great comfort in talking to adults. It doesn't worry them. It's as easy as talking to anybody. Ask them what their relationships are like with their teachers, and they will explain to you exactly the way that they are is the way their teachers are, because, as I said, we are an MSc school that works strongly to build relationships. Those relationships transcend into everything that we do, through our policies, through our inclusive fees, to everything that we are informed by, including Downlands Shaping the Future, which at this stage is our vision statement for the next 5 years. I would also say to you that when you speak to the children, ask them any question you would like to ask them. It's the only way you're going to be assured that what I have said here today is the truth. They will be faultless, because they are very, very proud to be a Downlander. They think it's great to be a Downlander, and they will show you that today. I'll leave you with one anecdote, and that anecdote has been happening more and more as I've been interviewing parents with their children who would like to come into Downlands College. One of the common themes I get when I ask, why did you choose Downlands? Why is it Downlands for you? And they will say, because I've seen your children down at Grand Central, because I've been walked around the school by your children, because I've seen them in sport and I've seen them in the community. And I want my children to associate with those children. I want my children to be exactly the same. Respectful, compassionate and friendly. So when you're considering joining a community, I don't think you can look much further than us. I'm certainly very proud of the school. Thank you.
Welcome, my name's Stephen Cook. My role at the school is Assistant Principal Teaching and Learning. I'm just going to take a short moment this morning to talk about a few issues with curriculum, Year 7 moving into high school in 2015, and some of our technology and learning. With our curriculum, our focus is on, obviously, diversity, and certainly one of the features of Downlands College. If you look at the curriculum that is offered here, besides from the core subjects, maths, science, English, religion and ethics, history, geography, we do offer a great deal of diversity, whether it be through languages, French and Japanese, our arts department, moving through drama, music, dance, visual arts, business, agriculture, physical education. Students' needs are exceptionally well catered for. And in terms of catering for those needs, I believe we do a very good job in catering for all students, whether they be students who are aiming for the top academic awards or the top academic results, and we have consistently been above state average for our OP 1 to 5 and have excelled with our OP 1s with students gaining entry into the courses they want through that level of achievement. On the other side of our learning pathway, we also cater very well for students who wish to achieve apprenticeships or work through vocational education and training, school-based apprenticeships, school-based traineeships. A feature of this last year was over 20 students who finished Downlands moved straight into apprenticeships. And it's very important to be able to cater for all students. We're always concerned with the best exit outcomes for the individual. And as part of students coming to Downlands, we are looking at those students as individuals, both for their learning and their social needs. We have a very supportive learning support unit at the school that again allows each individual student's needs to be addressed. We have an amazing careers and learning pathways unit, and that is becoming exceptionally important because the number of choices and pathways students have to achieve post-school destinations is forever increasing. So to gain experience and valued advice at a school level is absolutely key. And I'm sure as you move around today throughout the college, teachers will let you know what is happening within their departments. And the quality that we offer at Downlands College is without parallel. In terms of Year 7 curriculum, some people say it's moving a little bit into the unknown. At Downlands, I would disagree with that. The number of staff that we have at Downlands, both on executive and teaching staff, who have already worked in other systems where Year 7 has been part of high school, really allows us to move into that with a great deal of certainty. We have already set our Year 7 curriculum pattern. We know the subjects that will be offered and the level that will happen at. We will have specialist teachers delivering that curriculum. So in terms of certainty, we know what's happening in Year 7 and we can certainly cater for that. Our pathway through school, our curriculum structure, is to allow students to engage with the curriculum, enjoy the curriculum, and be happy in their learning. Because we know happy students are those students who will succeed and put more effort into the learning environment. Technology, it's certainly been a big shift for the college over the last 6 months. Students all have these devices, and I'm sure as you move around the college, you'll see staff and students using them. They've been a tremendous asset to our learning and teaching. Also our communication through aspects called Student Cafe and Parent Lounge and email system, where we can, as a teaching staff, proactively communicate with parents. We would rather solve issues early on to make sure learning is the best for students. And it's also very much encouraging our community orientation, which would be one of the strongest aspects of Downlands College. So just to go over, curriculum, exceptionally diverse and really gives students the opportunity to meet their learning needs. Year 7, we have an experienced staff who have already implemented Year 7 curriculum in a number of schools. And learning and technology, please have a look as you're moving through the school with how students are using it. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and may I add my welcome also to you. I hope you find the day very useful in making your choices about education for your sons and daughters. I'm in charge of the co-curricular area of the college, so my title is Director of Co-curricular Activities. I work very closely with our head of boys sport, the head of girls sport, and the head of the arts to provide a program there that caters for a wide variety of interests. A definition of co-curricular might be anything that is, or any activity that is structured or planned in a supervised sense outside of a formal classroom environment. We don't insist and make it mandatory that your sons and daughters represent us co-curricularly or become involved, but we think it highly desirable and it's very much recommended, and we think that it's very useful for them to contribute back to their school or their college by way of representing us. We're a medium-sized school, we're a middle-sized school. We really need students to do that, and I guess we're of such a size that we need them to do that in a multiple way, so many of our students are involved in quite a few activities. It does get to the situation where they do need to make choices and to make sure that they can balance this. And I say consistently to parents there, if your children are involved in club sport, well then I think that there's a finite time when they can participate in the school sport environment there. They can always return to clubs. So we really do like them to represent us if they're here and they have an interest in something that we offer. We have a diverse range of co-curricular activities trying to cater for a wide variety of student interests there. And that program evolves over time depending on I guess where student interest happens to lie at any particular point. There are certainly traditional activities that we've offered for a long time and we continue to offer there, but no one of those comes at the expense of others. Sport is the single largest area of co-curricular participation within the college, mostly co-ed, but there are a couple of exceptions to that. So netball, cricket and rugby would be the only exceptions. Every other sport we offer would have boys and girls playing. It's important to note that some of the sports are not participated in as fully as some others there. It depends on what competition we're part of or who we're playing against. But if I can quickly run through the sporting activities, so we offer athletics, AFL, basketball, cricket, cross-country, equestrian, football, as in soccer, futsal, golf, netball, rugby, swimming, tennis, touch football, and volleyball. And the sorts of competitions that we're involved in will range from the local competitions within Toowoomba, so things like the TNA, Toowoomba Netball, Toowoomba Volleyball Association, the Toowoomba Secondary School Sports for our swimming, athletics and cross-country. We're not part of GPS, but some of our traditional boys' sport is against GPS schools, and we also have contact with the Catholic Schoolgirls Sporting Association in Brisbane. The next major area that we offer co-curricularly would be what we call the arts or the performing arts there, so made up largely of choral and instrumental ensembles there. So we have 4 choirs that are choral ensembles within the school. That would be Cantican Choir for the girls, Male Choir, a College Choir, and Griffin Chorale. The ensembles that we currently are offering, the guitar, percussion, saxophone, and strings ensembles, and depending on who we have in the school at any time there. At the moment we have a stage band. I'm not sure whether the orchestra is functioning at the moment. It depends on what talent we have at that stage. You will have seen a photo as part of that TV advertisement there of a musical, a college musical, which is a biannual event finished just a week ago. So people are in recovery mode from that. It's a very big undertaking, but always the most enjoyable. So this year they presented Fan Toad of the Opera, and that was very successful, and many students choose to become involved in that. Another area of the arts there, probably not quite under the auspices of the arts, but fits most neatly there, would be debating. So we regularly field between 10 to 12 debating teams annually in the QDU competition. If you're looking on the website, the next area that would be mentioned there on the college website would be the cattle show team. So because we have a college farm or a rural centre there, we have a cattle show team which is very active. So that allows, and it's not just, I guess, boarding students or residential, rural people, we have a lot of day students who choose to have a go at this. So the students can prepare and exhibit various beef breeds and can become involved in junior judging, junior paraders and herdsmen's competitions. And we would take part in the local shows and other regional shows, and then committed to things like the Brisbane Ekka, the 3-year event up in Rockhampton Beef Week, so that will be another one that we participate in. Lastly, we have a group of activities, I think on the website they're called the Others, I call them miscellany. So these are things that don't fit under the auspices of those previous titles there. Divas would be one of these. So Divas is a female only, it's more than about being personal development for the girls there, but I guess it's a celebration of everything female and to do with women there. A subset of Divas is what's known as cheerleading, and I guess it's a mark of the place there that cheerleading is actually co-ed. We have boys who are as part of that cheerleading there, so that might say something about the place there that boys are able to do that. We have an adventure club. Their most recent activity was to do a trek to the Stinston Wreck in Lamington National Park. We have the Public Artworks group, which you heard Mr. Rutherford make reference to on that TV advert. We have a drama group, and we have a science and a robotics club. So there's a long list of things that we offer here. I think there's something for everybody. It's a very difficult child to please if we can't find some niche or somewhere where they would choose to become involved. Why would you want your children to participate? I think we have a mandate to develop their skills and talent. I think it provides a balance in the lives of very busy students. So we have very academic students who still choose to involve themselves co-curricularly. For those who are not so academic and the school can sometimes be a struggle, it's wonderful to provide them an avenue for some success. School is a very unhappy place if you don't feel that you're being successful somewhere. You hugely increase your circle of friends and acquaintances by becoming involved. Very pleased to hear Mr. McIllhatton mention relationships, because I think they're very significant, and it's important that your child has relationships with significant other adults, and often it might be the coach or somebody like that who strikes a complete rapport with your child. And I also think it's a great way for parents to share in their child's journey through school. It's the medium where most parents feel very comfortable following their child's progress. And there are the other virtues of the rewards of hard work, practice, perseverance and commitment. So for those reasons, I hope that you take a great look at the displays around the Graham Centre room here. That's where our co-curricular displays are. Please do ask the students who are manning those stalls. They'll give you a very honest and a direct answer there. And if you have questions that aren't being answered there, feel free to seek me out afterwards. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, mothers, fathers, carers, and who I hope are all future Downlands students. Welcome to our College Open Day. As Mr. Morrison said, my name is Cuskelly, and this year I've been given the great privilege of being the male school captain here. I'd like to take this time to tell you guys a bit about how Downlands has been fantastic for my family. For the past 7 years, my brother, sister and I have been given some fabulous opportunities by the college. Through the co-curricular aspects of the school, we've been able to pursue the things we love. For example, this year I have the chance to play both First 11 soccer, or should I say football, and First 15 rugby. I've also been given the opportunity to play in the Queensland All Schools Touch Championships, and through playing for the college and with their support, last year my younger sister was able to play touch for Queensland. On a cultural aspect, we were both able to participate in the recent Downlands musical, and we're both members of the college choir. Well, with the academic aspect of our co-curricular, we have both been given the opportunity to participate in the District Math Team Challenge and also the USQ Science and Engineering Day. Now, all of these fantastic co-curricular opportunities, coupled with Downlands' amazing curriculum, work to make it a great school. But what I believe pushes Downlands on, what I believe makes it an excellent school, are the people here. The teachers of Downlands do care. They do their best by your children and work as hard as they possibly can to try and make sure that they succeed. No matter who you are at Downlands, there's always someone to talk to, someone to hang out with. People stand up for each other, and this helps us live out the MSC tradition of which Downlands is a part of. A tradition of love, kindness and compassion. So all of these aspects, all these different people working together, help Downlands to ensure that we're turning our students who, when they leave the college and go to the community, they do make a discernible difference. And we would very much like you all to become part of this tradition and this community. For a little bit of advertising, if you guys would like to see this college culture in action, we will have the P&F Cup, the Downlands vs Grammar soccer game, here on the 28th, kicking off at 3:45, and also the Marici Chevalier Cup, our girls' most important netball game, against St. Ursula's here on the 30th. We warmly welcome you to these events, and it will be a great opportunity to see the Downlands spirit in action. I hope you have a great day and enjoy everything that the College Open Day has to offer.
Just before we head out and offer tours for all families to participate today, I'd just like to mention there's several other tours. Firstly, we have dance offered here as a subject, and there will be dancing up in Upper Holland, so the tour guides may be able to take you up there. We also have tours of our rural centre, of our college farm, and they will be departing the front of Tyson Manor, which is our foundation building, at the front of the school, and they'll be leaving from 12 o'clock on the half hour, so from 12, 12:30, 1 and 1:30. And likewise to those families who'd like to go through the boarding houses, tours will be leaving from just at the front of the Graham Centre with some of the boarding house captains, and they will guide you down there to the two boarding houses that will be open today. In relation to our expanded family for next year, being Year 7, we were obviously in plan to not only accommodate Year 7 with the curriculum, but also in boarding. And at the moment we have a new construction underway, which is a brand new boarding house for Downlands, which will host our years 7 to 9 boys. And plans for the boarding house are on the back windows of this building. And you might like to, if there's any families here that have some boarding students coming in for years 7 to 9, you may like to look at those plans that are up on the windows of this building. But a very, very exciting time for us to introduce Year 7 and also obviously the precinct and the improvements and so on that we'll be making throughout the school. Ladies and gentlemen, our doors are open. Please, as Mr McIllhatton has suggested, speak to the students, speak to the staff. There's a range of activities on today. We always like to finish any activity here at Downlands with some refreshments, which are offered all day out at the back of this centre. So by all means, please make sure that even if you're only here for an hour, if you want to go out and have some refreshments, please pop out to the McCarriage Square and enjoying that celebration. And we now have our tour guides waiting at the front of the Graham Centre. So if you'd like to either make your way around to the Cocurricular activities or be placed with one of our tour guides, please do so. And enjoy the day, and thank you very much for coming.